So now that we have some basic settings set up, we're going to go and try to adjust them a bit, kind of make them work how we want them to. So I have kind of specific feel that I'm trying to get with this car. And I adjusted a few settings, and I think I generally got the feel that I want. And before we start, I also added this road that goes around, or a track. So we have something where we can test our car mechanics on. So I tried searching in the city sample if there is any spline blueprints that we can easily swap and add our road, but I did not find it. So what I did is click plus, go to all classes and type spline, and here you will get this spline mesh actor, which you can just put in the scene and then select a static mesh that you want to be stretched on the spline. Now, the disadvantage of this spline is that you cannot create multiple points, so I couldn't create this whole road with just one spline. So what I did is just duplicated splines and used like 4 or 5 different splines, kind of loosely connected them together, since we don't need any perfect thing, just a road where you can test our car on. And after that I started testing. So let's open up our front wheel. So we're going to need these 3 things mainly. Now first, main things that I did was first the torque. So how fast the car accelerates at the beginning when he's around maybe 100 kilometers an hour, and then at the max speed. And this is of course the final point is decided by this max RPM. So let's do what happened here. So basically what's happening here is that we start off with, now it's a 600 value, and then we go up, and then slowly slow down the acceleration as we go faster and faster. And to see that, and you can see how it kind of started slow, then accelerated, and then again started slowing down. So that's one thing that I changed. I wanted this car to kind of have a decent acceleration at the start, but then when you go into some higher numbers, you kind of start losing that momentum with the car. And actually we need this one to be 900 because I set this one to 900. Okay. Next one that I did in previous course videos, and that is this max RPM. I set it to 7000, so this is just higher max speeds, since this is kind of a sports car, so it needs kind of to have some high speeds. And that's generally it in here. I think I touched much more. Oh yeah, one thing that you'll have to do to kind of get more accurate if you're going to go for really realistic cars, you need to set up this chassis width and height. And to do this, let's go to our car. So it uses Unreal units, so it's kind of easy to calculate, but you can go here and let's go top first. So what we could do here, when you go top, if you don't see your car in the middle of your screen, you can just click F and it will focus it on the car. But when we're here, you can click middle click and then pull it down, and you can get kind of approximation of the width of your car. And you can see it's kind of 224, 5, 8. And that's kind of what I wrote in here, so 220. I think I measured at a bit different point, but around 220. And then you have your chassis height, which we can get by looking to the side, and we can pull it from here and get our number, 120. So that way you can kind of have a good approximation of car, so the physics will be more accurate to the car. So if you had here maybe like 120, some weird stuff will start happening. So we want that to be approximate. Now we also can edit mass. So if I put this to 1000, and let's also go into our perspective view here. Let's click play. our car might have more different behavior when going to the curves and stuff like that and accelerating. So mass also has a determining factor, but I left it at 1500 since I think that's a nice match for the car that I have. So after I did that to kind of when you have that set up, everything else is kind of easier to do because uh, these settings are usually general for the whole car. So if you change anything here, it will affect your steering, it will affect your friction, it will affect everything. So you kind of have to set up the global things and then go into specifics, which would be the wheels in here. So one big thing for me that I changed is friction. Now friction, if I change it even a little bit, it changes a lot how the wheels grip the floor. So if I set this to, oh yeah, it was 2, but let's set it to 4. Right now both of my wheels are to 4, but I set this to 4.2 since that was, yeah, a bit nicer when I was driving. So if we start going and try to do any turns, I immediately lose control. So I did not want to do that. I like that this car kind of loses control at higher speeds, but I did not want to lose it that early and that much. So I put the friction force to 4.2. Now if I even set it to 5 or 4.5, you kind of lose any. So I can actually show this. You kind of lose any, or you don't lose any control with the car. So you can see I'm going left, right, I'm going 80, 90, and I'm kind of starting to lose a bit here, but even now I have almost full control of the car. And even in here I can easily turn, and I can kind of turn a bit slowly. So yeah, increasing the friction just a little bit gives huge effect, so I just put it to 4.2, where we still kind of lose control at higher speeds, but uh, we don't, but we at least lose some at some point. But if you set it to 5, we don't lose any basically. Also, we have this lateral and let's see if we also have it in here. Okay, I think it's, yeah, only in here. So we have this lateral and longitudinal slip. So that's just, let's actually open up paint for this. So if you have your tire, and let's say we look it from the top, so this will be our lateral and this will be our longitudinal slip. So how much it slips at these when it's going like this or when it's going more like this. And for that I increased the lateral, so going from to the side, I increased it a bit, so we slip a bit less, yeah, when going to the side. And let's see if there is anything else that I changed. Oh yeah, so for the front wheel, I changed a few things. Now let me see. Oh yeah, I also need to change wheel width to 37 here. And I changed, yeah, max brake torque and max brake torque. So when you click S on the keyboard, you should be slowing down. That's your normal brake. And then on space, you have your handbrake. And this is kind of how much you will slow down when you click the buttons. And I did not like how much it slowed down on the front wheel, so I decreased it a bit. Normally it's 1500 and 3000 for the brake and handbrake, so I made them weaker on my front wheels. So yeah, let's test it out, see if we want to change anything else. Okay, now we lose a bit more control there. Okay, I like that. That's pretty good. Okay, so I think I like most of the effects. One thing that I'm going to do is set this to 2000, so my brake, it feels kind of weak on the back wheel, so I'm gonna increase that. And I think I wanted to kind of play around with the steering of the front wheel, so let's see that. So I did not like how it felt when I was, uh, yeah, steering with the wheels that are higher width. It felt like I had kind of too much control in the beginning. So let's see what we can do with the steering in here. Okay, that is fine. So maybe set this to 52. Let's try that. Yeah, so let's try that. So I'm gonna decrease steering a bit so you can see how strong the steering is. Okay. Okay, that is not bad. Now, what I'm going to do is set my steering to 50, and then I'm going to uh, set so I lose a bit less control in the high speeds. So I'll do 2.5. Let's do maybe 4. Something like that I think is fine. Let's do 5 here. Or maybe even 6 in here. Something like that, okay. So we kind of quickly start losing control, but after we come to some point, we kind of start losing less and less. Okay, let's try this. Okay, not bad. Okay, I went really hard, so it's understandable why I slid so much, but I liked how it turned a bit more. Nice. So I like the feel of it right now. And yeah, I think we're kind of done with the small edits for the car mechanics.